Thank you, Richard, and good morning, ladies and gentlemen, Commissioner. And thank you for providing me and BSI the opportunity to speak to you today to help launch a series of training programmes aimed at helping UK business combat bribery-related corruption. For many years, the requirement to ensure that organisations are governed and managed to high ethical standards has been implicit. It's not only business risk at stake where matters such as corruption and bribery are not tackled adequately. The cost to business where bribery can be proved can be extremely onerous, especially in terms of disruption, cost and above all, potential reputational damage. Everyone in this room will be aware that in July 2011 it became a crime in the UK for commercial organisations to fail to prevent people associated with them from committing bribery. The Bribery Act was not intended to excessively penalise well-run commercial organisation. That was not the intent. If they found themselves in a situation where there has been a breach of the law, and I know something that many UK businesses are concerned about, that if they are already doing the right thing, that they might be accidentally caught in the net. So the intention of the law was to create the conditions for free markets to flourish with greater integrity, to encourage international trade in goods and services. So the modernisation of what had become an outdated law should have provided a wake-up call to UK businesses about the threat of bribery. It was an impetus to organisations, big and small, to check the effectiveness of their anti-bribery regimes. However, the growing number of bribery-related cases now being investigated by the City of London Police, and the Commissioner will talk to this shortly, suggests that many UK businesses have still not heeded the warnings and do not yet fully understand the scope of the Bribery Act. Indeed, a recent survey of mid-market companies in the UK revealed that 64% of those companies were still unaware even of the Bribery Act's existence. The lack of understanding, coupled with the ongoing threat of corruption, particularly in the current economic circumstances and in high-risk countries, now poses a real danger to international growth, trade and open competition. There is evidence that some small to medium-sized businesses without the necessary safeguards to prevent bribery have taken the decision to withdraw from trading in certain markets for fear of prosecution, which is clearly not what the law was intended to do, but it's a short-term consequence of the new legislation. However, organisations can demonstrate that they have adequate procedures in place to prevent bribery and the financial, legal and associated costs associated with it. The development of the British standard for anti-bribery, BS 10500, was created specifically to address business concerns in this area, helping organisations turn the legal requirements of the Act into practical businesses. And I would emphasise that a standard is something that we create with industry for industry. A standard is a repeatable best practice, a tool for business to help them comply with legislation or other business requirements. So the standard was shaped by a committee of industry experts on bribery and corruption, to show organisations how to implement the right controls across their business and, equally importantly, their supply chains, arming them with practical tools to identify and prevent bribery. But these standards are only of value if they are constantly reviewed, tested and trained on, which is why, together with the City of London Police, we are launching anti-bribery management and bribery investigation training programmes that will give British business, from multinationals through to SMEs, the practical tools to combat bribery. The training programmes were designed to help organisations implement an effective anti-bribery management system and teach them how to conduct an internal investigation of bribery, if in fact that was required. Delegates will receive a comprehensive understanding of the relevant policies, procedures and controls needed to avoid falling foul of the failure of commercial organisations to prevent bribery provisions contained within the Act. Crucially, the programmes also provide companies with peace of mind to themselves and their stakeholders about their anti-bribery strategies. As Chief Executive myself of a UK-based business with an extensive international organisation, we actually operate in 27 countries with customers in 150 countries. with a widely dispersed workforce and a very complex network of business partners around the world. This standard which we've adopted gives me the peace of mind and will help other companies adopt the British standard for anti-bribery to be able to conduct business across borders, knowing that they have met the threat and taken those really important precautionary measures to prevent bribery-related corruption. So today I would urge all UK businesses determined to grow their organisations to safeguard themselves from this threat. Top-down leadership is really critical on this issue. Prosecution and the financial burdens that are associated with it are far more costly than compliance in our view.